Hi, Charlene here. And today I'm talking about your LinkedIn content strategy for 2022. The year is half gone, and maybe one of your goals at the beginning of the year was to be a content creator on LinkedIn and to do it consistently. And how many months have gone by and maybe you aren't quite cutting it, but don't worry. I'm here to show you a very easy and sustainable content strategy that you can follow today and actually get that content created so that you can start attracting clients to you on LinkedIn. So let's get started. Hello, I'm Charlene Tessier, founder of Strength in Numbers, and I'm helping you to attract those motivated prospects to your business using LinkedIn and live streaming. And today we are going to talk about content. Now, many of you have probably seen something like this if you did a Google search. Oh my goodness, I tried all of these kind of content calendars, where you're going to have share a little win, post something happy, promote this, etc., etc. I don't know about you, but that's completely unsustainable and my brain is like exploding and I haven't the time to honestly crank out that much content on a monthly, weekly basis. It's just not sustainable. But don't you fret. I have actually figured out a super simple way to make it sustainable where I'm able to crank out essentially a whole month of content in about 2 hours. I know, shocking, but it's not all the same. And you're going to be really surprised at how I do it. First, let's get started and talk a little bit about content types. So, what kind of posts can you do on LinkedIn? Maybe you can do a text based post or a live stream, an image, a question, a poll. How many ways do you think you can create these kind of content posts? How many different types? Give a guess in the comments below and let me know. I'm going to tell you how many I was able to come up with. 18. And I bet you can help me come up with a few more. 18 different types. That's insane. And that's really, really important because presenting the same information with a different style or type of post can actually make it feel like it's different, fresh, and new. And it is actually when it is in a different kind of format like that. So, different style posts, what are they? So, let me just go through a really quick list of types. There are, this list might be a little bit small to read on your screen, but I came up with a text and an image, a video or a live stream, slideshow. Remember those? We haven't done those slideshows in a while. Lead magnet. What? Yes, a lead magnet can be a post, and I'll talk about that in a minute. A poll, which is very popular on LinkedIn. A question, just ask one question. A tip, same thing, one word tip, one single tip of the day. An article, which is a bit more of a long form, a reference to an article, and that's where essentially when you write the whole article, you can then use it to siphon off and get little mini posts. Why not? You have spent so much time writing about 1,500 words. Why would you only post that once? We've also got a repurpose of a post, a repurpose of your email. If you're, of course, nurturing your list and sending out a weekly email, I'm pretty sure there's content there for you to harvest. There's quotes, of course, images, and customer testimonials, customer stories, your stories, past emails. Oh my gosh, I think I did past emails twice, but that's okay. Um, there is just so much that you can really do there. And I bet you can come up with a few more. And if you have come up with a few more, tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear what other kinds you have. So before we get into, how are we going to do this? How are we going to make this sustainable? You may want to ask yourself, how often should I post as a content creator on LinkedIn? Well, you got to post at least once a week. And if you aren't posting at least once a week, you're going to find it very hard to get any traction. If you can post 2 to 3 times a week, that's even better. That's really, really sustainable. That's what I actually currently maintain in kind of my maintenance level, 3 times a week. Now, getting up to 5 days a week is very doable as well. It requires a little bit more time and effort, but it is very doable. And over time, as you start to create your library of content and works, you will be able to repurpose a lot of that. And so the fourth day, for example, could definitely just be a repost with a rewrite of the hook or the first line of the sentence in the post. That requires not a lot of effort. But if you're just starting out brand new, I recommend at least 1 day a week. And I'm going to show you something that's going to make it so easy to do 1 day a week. You'll definitely be able to do at least 2 days a week. I know I'm already pushing you into 2 days, and I can show you how you can even do a third day to make it super easy and very lightweight. So let us get started. And what we want to also do is, of course, be consistent. So once you sort of commit to that schedule of what you're going to do, then try to commit to at least doing once a week. If that's all you can sustain and really do, then commit to that. Don't try to commit to 5 days. It's really, really difficult in the beginning. Even if 3 days you feel like, I don't know about this, I don't know if I can really do it, then commit to the 1 day. And if 1 week you get 3 out, wonderful. And if 1 week you get 1 out, wonderful, right? And if 1 week you get 2 out, wonderful. But at least you kept that schedule of at least once a week. So let's get started on how to do that. Well, what I use is an idea called an anchor post. And let's pull up my little image there. There's my anchor post. And I'm going to show you how to really build out a content schedule that is not that insane. Every single day, you got to come up with a tip or a story or whatnot. No, thank you very much. What I do is I start out with this idea of the anchor. And the anchor, you can choose any day of the week that it sits. It doesn't really matter. But what it does is it anchors down the week for me. And it might even anchor down a month for me, to be honest. It just depends on how big of the scope of the topic I'm talking about. And so I use that to then generate many other types of different posts, same content, different type of posts. Let's give you a quick example. I like to anchor using Livestream, of course. It's my favorite. Why is it my favorite? Well, it does a few things. When I do a live stream, I still kind of map it out, and I have then essentially a bit of like a text-based post. In the end, I also am able to use that in either possibly even splicing it up as recorded video, or I can post it as a past recorded video in the future. So I find that for me, a live stream generates many different kinds of posts very, very easily. In a live stream, I'll also produce quite a bit of information. It will be about 10 to 15 minutes long, and therefore all that information will never be conveyed into a single text post. That is a lot. And I can pull out tips, short blurbs of text or ideas in order to fill out my week. Another great form, if you don't want to do a live stream because you're a little bit video shy and that's just not for you, that's okay. Do long form articles on LinkedIn. Those are not the posts, those are articles. Articles are always very long. They look like that old school blog post that you all know. And if you're not sure, let me actually see if I can pull that up. Oh, I won't be able to pull that up right now, but I'll show you in another video. Uh, Essentially, when you go to your home and you create, you can choose post or article. Click article, take a look. You will notice it is different. The main difference with article, it's actually also searchable by Google. So you can also get a bit more longevity of that, because if it really gets some traction, it can also be found in Google search engine. Whereas your posts, daily posts, even these live streams cannot be found in search engine. And so you do want to think about long tail. And we'll talk about long tail in a little bit at the very end. First, let's just get this anchor going. So choose an anchor. You can also possibly do a slideshow, very similar to like a video, essentially, without having to be seen, and doing the slideshow, which could probably work very well also as an anchor. Take that anchor, write up that content, make that article, write up 3 sections, 3 big paragraphs, have some tips, or live stream, same thing. I'm talking about different sections here, and anchor it into the week. Then what you're going to do is you're going to plan it out. And I'm going to just skip ahead here to how you can then take that anchor and maybe even turn it on Tuesday into a poll or question. Just there was so many questions I've already asked you. How many types of posts can you create? What kinds have you been able to come up with, right? And so by just turning that into a question, that's one post already, hardly any effort. You can very easily turn one into a text-based post because I've spoken quite a bit here, and at least one little chunk that I've already written can just be cleaned up a little bit and then pushed out as a short text-based post, maybe even add an image. And on Monday, which is my favorite day, maybe not your favorite day, but it's my favorite day because I get leads. And that's because one of the posts, as I said, one type is I always post my lead magnet. I post my free gift once a week. And because I post my free gift as a post once a week, I get leads every week, and that makes Monday the best day of the week because who doesn't want to get some new leads this week with very little effort? And you can write little bits of text or description above, maybe just changing them out. I often write 2 or 3 and I see which ones perform the best. And you can post the same lead magnet every week and just have a little bit of description and change it. You can also do a repurpose, like I said. If you've been posting for a while, then definitely take one of those old posts, keep the bottom, keep the description, keep whatever the body of it was, and just change that first few sentences that they can see. That's before they hit that more button. So many people don't do that. One last little tip for you is long tail. Now, all of this content we are creating in LinkedIn is kind of controlled by them, and that's not very good because you don't want to be always on the hamster content wheel grind trying to pump out new stuff when you're sick, when your personal life gets crazy because you got to move, or your washing machine blows up or something like that, right? Things happen, and things also happen in our business. And so we want to make this as sustainable as possible. And doing a little bit of admin up front will ensure that you have a huge library of content that you can pull from. This means, for example, is I just have a spreadsheet and I put the link to my post, if it's text-based post, even video post, of LinkedIn. You can have a direct link to it, put it in your spreadsheet, put the day that it was posted, and that's it. It's nice if you can keep the metrics as well, but if you don't worry about that. At least have that library, because that way when things are crazy, you can go back and say, oh my gosh, I need a text-based post today. I need a question today. You can look at the questions. Maybe you'll get inspired, or maybe you'll just take it and reuse it. Why not? The other thing I do is I always stream my videos from LinkedIn to YouTube. That way I have a huge library available to my clients. And I currently have over 200 videos and growing. So why waste that opportunity when you're going to make that live stream? Stream it also to YouTube, and you will see that I often post and share many of those videos. Why not? They are all amazing original content. That is how you can be sustainable. It's amazing how little you have to do. Oh, I forgot to give the little tips. Let's do the last tip. If you want to make your life super easy, right? Do an anchor of a live stream. It doesn't take that much time to jot it out, about 5 minutes. Monday, put up that lead magnet. That's already twice a week. Oh my gosh. And on the third day, pick a tip or a question from from your original live stream. You've got tons to say. Pick just one sentence, one little tip, or one little question, and post that. That can be your text-based post for the week. There's 3 done. And how long did that take? Not very long. I know you can do it. If you have some tips, questions about how to do it, let me know. Drop them down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. Till next time, see you soon.